Hey guys, Bigfoot here. Just spent the night in Fontana Village at the lodge. It's day 9. It's a late start for me. It's about 11:30, Sunday, May 1st, and we are crossing the Fontana Dam. So this is a pretty big moment, pretty sweet. It's taken me 8 days to get here so far, cruising right along. And a couple folks want to say hi.
Hi, good luck, safe
Thank
travels.
you. Thank you very much. And yeah, so this is a major milestone. I'm going into the Smokies. I printed off my permit last night at the lodge, and yeah, feel pretty damn good. Yesterday was going to be a Nero, but I didn't realize it was actually about a 20 mile hike out to Fontana Dam. So much for a Nero, but I still feel great, and my plan is to get through the Smokies in 3 days. So if I can. What's that?
3 days.
I got here in 8 days.
You're setting the bar high.
Yeah. I've been doing about 21-mile days, so.
All right, take your time, enjoy it.
I am. I only got 100 days out here, so.
Oh, really?
Yeah, try to do as much as I can.
Good luck, buddy.
Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, so here is Fontana Dam. Make sure I don't drop my GoPro over the side. That would be not good. So my plan is to hike till about 7:15. Again, with the Smokies, you have to stay in the shelters. It's supposed to rain and thunderstorm, so this is probably gonna be the first day that I'll actually see some weather. I've been lucky so far, both days that it's rained or thunderstormed. I've actually made it into town right beforehand. So that will not happen today. So anyway, I'm just gonna see what I can do in about 8 hours time. If in a perfect world I would be able to get, there's a shelter at mile marker 183, I think. So about 17 miles. I'd be happy if I made it there. The next one after that is mile marker 189, and there's no way I'm going to be able to do 22 miles, especially with the climb, unless if I wanted to hike in the dark, and I don't want to do that. So anyway, that's the plan. We'll see how it goes, if the weather holds up for me a little bit. But so far, so good. So I'll check you guys a little later. Bigfoot out. Hey guys, Bigfoot here. We're about 4 miles into the Smokies so far, and this is Boulder Jumble. Awesome view. Hey guys.
Hey.
How are you?
Good, how are you doing?
Awesome. Howdy. Hey. So the first 4 miles, pretty much all uphill, and it was super humid, so I was sweating my butt off. But totally worth it. Making pretty good pace. I'm averaging about 2.5 miles an hour up this, which I'm happy with. All right, cool. Well, I'm gonna keep on going. Bigfoot out. Hey guys, Bigfoot here. We are at Molly's Ridge Shelter, mile marker 177.3, and here's the campsite in the shelter. I think I've showed a couple of shelters so far. This is pretty nice for a shelter. It's got a little fire pit as well. There's a little room in there, and keep things nice and tidy. So it is, gosh, I don't know, probably just after 4, maybe quarter after 4. So I've been going for 4 hours and 40 minutes, and done about 11.5 miles. So averaging about 2.5, which is pretty good considering this has been basically climbing the entire time. Just to give you an idea, I've climbed 4,239 feet, and I've only descended 1,378, which is a pretty big number compared to what I've been doing. So I'm going to push. I have a little bit of water. I got about a liter of water in my bag, so I'm not going to get water here. Outside of the first couple water sources that were coming up the Smokies, the first 2 or 3 miles, all of the water sources have been at least a tenth of a mile off the trail. So I stocked up the last water source because I didn't want to keep on walking off the trail and blue blazing. And usually when the water is off the trail, it's usually downhill, which means you got to walk back uphill. It's really paying for nothing. Well, not for nothing, but I'd rather carry an extra couple pounds and have to stop all the time. So, but it's a little bit chillier up here. We're approaching 5,000 feet of elevation. Tomorrow I'll hit the highest point of the AT, which is Klingman's Dome. Still don't know where or how far I'll get to tonight. I'm a little tired right now, but I have been climbing all day, so I probably will stop at a shelter that is, I don't know, mile marker 183, 84, something like that. Anyway, I'm getting tired. I'm gonna stop talking. Bigfoot out. Hey guys, Bigfoot. Wrapping up day 9. In the Smokies, I am about a half a mile from Spencer Field Shelter, I think is the name. The mile marker is 183.2. And it is, I think it's about 6:30. I didn't get on the trail until 11:30, which is the latest that I've started so far on this journey. But with the blue blazes, and all of the trail miles, I did close to 18 miles, but actual trail miles will be 16.9 from the Fontana Dam Visitor Center to Spencer Field Shelter. Basically today, to recap, has been an uphill climb like the whole way. There's been a little bit of descending here and there. The water sources kind of stink because outside of the first 2 that are within the first 3 miles, all the water has been about 0.1 to 0.2 miles off the trail, and of course it's all downhill, which means once you fill up you have to go back uphill. So the only exception was a stream that I hit, which is about 1.4 miles before the Spencer Field Shelter that I'm going to stay tonight, and it was actually a nice place to get water where you didn't have to scoop it or anything. So I actually filled up both of my Sawyer bags and just decided to carry an extra 5 pounds the last 1.4 miles because I'm too lazy. If I get to the shelter and I have to walk to get water and then walk back up, I just don't feel like doing that right now. If I wasn't in the Smokies, I'd probably try to get squeeze a couple extra miles in, but with the Smokies you have to stay at a shelter, and the next shelter isn't for 6 miles, and I am not trying for another 6 miles. I probably wouldn't get into that shelter until well after dark, maybe 9 p.m. That doesn't sound fun at all. My plan is to do some big days the next 2 days. There's no real distractions on the trail except for Klingman's Dome, which I will stop at, and I will, if I feel like it, I might go down to the little shop and get a cold soda or something like that. Let's see, there must be a park ranger at every shelter. The last shelter that I went to, I can't remember the name. It was at mile marker 180 something. I stopped there to get water, and Shelter was packed, which I kind of expected, because that is about a 14-mile hike from Fontana Dam, and that's probably a likely place many hikers stop at after the climb today. But it looked like it wasn't overfilled, so it didn't look like no one had their tents set out. I kind of hope when I get to the shelter up the road here that it's overfilled and I can sleep in my tent, because I really don't want to sleep in a shelter. I'm completely soaked, full of sweat. I want to change. I would love to just pour like a gallon of water on me and get the sweat off me. It was so humid out the first 5 miles, and it's been a little more breezy since then, but man, I just sweat my behind off. So anyway, that's kind of the recap of the day. Outside of that shot that I captured miles ago, there really hasn't been any great shots, either because I've been in the woods most of the time, or it is hard to see because it is the Smoky Mountains after all. So it's been full steam ahead, and I'm pretty happy that I'll squeeze in 17 miles on a very short day. Okay, well, I'm going to check out for the night, and want to put in 2 big days so I can get out of the Smokies by Tuesday and stay at Standing Bear Hostel. Alright guys, Bigfoot out.